The first thing the girl did after her rebirth was to snatch the jade pendant right off her cousin's neck. She then questioned her mother why the jade pendant she had lost would be on her cousin. Though mother, fearing that the secret would be exposed, lied that her cousin might have picked it up. She then hurriedly left with her cousin. Little did they know that as soon as they walked away, the girl bit her finger and dripped blood onto the jade pendant. She activated the jade pendant's supernatural power space. Immediately after, she stuffed all the valuable items in the house into the space. Having been given a second chance at life, she swore to make the whole family pay the price. It turned out that in her previous life, right after the girl secured a job quota at the machinery factory through her own hard work, her parents forced her to give the quota to her cousin. They also made her go to the countryside to marry her fiancé. As it turned out, the fiancé sold her to a local tyrant for 10,000 yuan. She was locked in a cellar for a full 5 years and endured endless torments. It was not until her cousin came to see her right before she died that the girl found out the truth. This kidnapping had been jointly plotted by her cousin and her fiancé. The reason why her cousin did such a thing was simply that the girl was the biological daughter of their wealthy uncle. Years ago, the girl's mother secretly swapped the two babies just to let her cousin live a good life. Furthermore, after the cousin seized the jade pendant that the girl had once picked up, she discovered that there was a magical supernatural power space hidden in the pendant. She had already used the jade pendant to amass a huge fortune. She also got the chance to marry the richest man in the area. Now, the only way to cover up the secret was to imprison the girl. Having learned the truth, the girl was so enraged that she spat out blood and died on the spot. But she never expected that in the very next second, she would be reborn and sent back to the day 5 years ago when she had just gotten the job quota. Her mother was pressing her to give the job to her cousin. However, the girl ignored her. Instead, she directly snatched the jade pendant from her cousin's neck. She questioned her mother why she had always favored her uncle's daughter so much since childhood, and why she had stolen her own jade pendant and given it to her cousin. Upon hearing this, the mother immediately feared that the matter would be exposed. She had no choice but to take her cousin and leave in a fluster. As soon as she turned around, she discussed with the girl's father about sending the girl to the countryside to get married as soon as possible. Little did they know that the girl had already found an opportunity to activate the jade pendant's space. She had taken all the money in the house. However, when she arrived at a restaurant ready to splurge, her cousin showed up at the eatery with her fiancé. The fiancé even ordered the girl to give the job quota to her cousin. He threatened to cancel their engagement if she refused. It was then that the girl realized the two of them had already been having an affair, so she publicly accused her fiancé of being immoral. She pointed out that he was clearly engaged to her, yet he was fooling around with her cousin and even spending time with her at the restaurant. Upon hearing this, the onlookers immediately started whispering among themselves. The fiancé was so embarrassed that he had no choice but to take his cousin and slink away in disgrace. Little did they know that this was just the down payment on the revenge the girl was going to exact. On the same day, as soon as the girl returned home, she found her mother crying her eyes out, claiming that a thief had broken into their house. She wailed that the thief had stolen all the valuable items. Her parents had already called the police to catch the thief. However, one sentence from the girl was enough to make them hastily send the police away.